in the natural world of the African savannas. Where the line between life and death is a hair's breadth, the struggle for survival is relentless. The story begins with a seemingly tranquil scene, yet one lurking in danger, a lioness, silently and cautiously approaching a calf, the most vulnerable target of the pride. Tension is high from the very first moment, as the predator moves carefully, each step seemingly tearing apart the peaceful atmosphere of the twilight. However, nature always has its laws of protection. Just as the calf was threatened, the mother buffalo appeared as a loving presence, charging straight to hunt with the intensity and powerful maternal instinct of a mother. The attack was thwarted, and in a rare moment, the mother buffalo reversed the situation, forcing the lion to retreat before the danger posed by a mother protecting her offspring. The calf stood there, bewildered in the grassland, where the tense standoff between. The confrontation didn't stop once. The lioness, with her impressive display of superior hunting skills, continued to press forward. But the mother lion still displayed her protective role, not allowing revenge in a moment of carelessness. The situation became even more dangerous when the entire pride began to join forces. We coordinated seamlessly to cut the calf away from its mother's protection. Under immense pressure, the herd of wild buffaloes was forced to move quickly to escape the relentless pursuit of their predators. The lions remained, calmly observing, waiting for fatigue or the slightest mistake in their response. The chase dragged on, with the buffaloes moving in formation and the lions relentlessly pursuing, creating an invisible pressure on anyone witnessing it. At times, the confrontation became direct and dramatic. The lioness charged. The buffalo turned in response, facing the enemy head-on to protect the safety of the entire herd. The distance narrowed and widened again, a temporary rule of the challenging hunt. The lion's persistence was terrifying. We did not give up on our goal of maintaining our distance. The climax of the hunt occurred when the lions decided to deliver the decisive blow, their mouths clamped shut in the grassland, where noise and desolation dominated the space. Yet, it was here, amidst the vast grassland, that life continued in stark contrast. In the distance, brightly colored hot air balloons floated in the sky, seemingly detached from the harsh reality below. Finally, the buffalo herd continued its journey, maintaining a safe distance. Amidst the sweltering afternoon sun of Africa, life here is never a calm, straight path. It's an endless loop of primal instincts, where every breath of the buffalo herd is a heartbeat of vigilance. When the lion's attack temporarily subsides, it doesn't mean the danger has disappeared. On the contrary, it is precisely the terrifying silence after those attacks that truly penetrates every blade of grass. The wild buffalo. From a distance, we see a strikingly contrasting picture. While at low eye level, where mud and weeds abound, life is fought for with claws and muscular strength. Above, the sky is vast and peaceful, with hot air balloons drifting gently. The presence of these balloons serves as a courageous reminder of existence. The natural world is automatically resolving its survival noises, regardless of whether humans can observe from afar. The buffaloes, united as a group, displayed an astonishing defensive tactic. We didn't separate. We moved in formation, as if building a living wall to ward off the predatory gaze of our enemies. But the masters of death, the masters of invisibility, never gave up easily. We followed the tracks, utilizing every clump of bushes, every hidden corner of the grassland to conceal our shadows. Each of their moves was a calculated move, a carefully anticipated moment to wear down the opponent. Moritanon se fuelai from the pride, sneaking to the flanks, attempting to create a pincer attack. At those times, the space seemed stretched to its limit. A buffalo would turn around, stomping its hooves on the ground, creating a resounding roar that shook the grass, like a powerful declaration of war against a stunned enemy. It wasn't just a hunt for food. It was a battle of wits between the predator's cruelty and the hunter's will to survive. These self-sacrificing engineers understood that a single stray calf, a single moment of disarray leading to separation, and the feast would begin. And these buffalo understood that their strength lay in unity. If they held their formation, no lion, however ferocious, could compete for the top spot with an enraged herd of buffalo. Finally, as night began to fall, casting a somber hue over the grassland, the chase gradually drew to a close. There was no trace of local tragedy in sight, only the triumph of the predators slowly giving up, and the reinforcing herd of buffalo steadily advancing in search of safe haven. The hot air balloons had now risen, returning the sky to the stars that were beginning to fade. As the sunset cast a fiery red glow across the horizon, the atmosphere, far from calming, grew thicker with vigilance. The herd of wild buffalo, after moments of tense standoff, maintained their fateful defensive formation. The adult buffalo, their eyes blazing with determination, always positioned themselves around the weaker members of the herd. We were not merely diverting to search for food, but undertaking a strategic retreat. On the other side, the lions continued to silently follow. We had learned that fighting spirit was the most powerful weapon, till lionesses' seasoned hunters no longer charged recklessly. We moved slowly, our bodies blending into the yellowing grassland, waiting for any disturbance from the buffalo herd. Their silence was sometimes more terrifying than any resounding noise, for it was a warning of an impending surprise attack. Looking down from above, one can fully appreciate the insignificance of each individual in the face of nature's vastness. The brightly colored spheres of light float like silent dots in the expansive sky, seemingly detached from the harshness below. Yet, in reality, the battle continues, a world of fierce nature yet also brimming with the wonders of survival instinct. Humans observe from afar, with cameras and modern equipment, but perhaps it is these unwitting witnesses who best understand the fragility of life in the wilderness. The debate between the intelligence of tourists high above and the living quarters of those fighting below creates a scene of timeless contrast, resolved by establishing the truth that every day awakened here is a day life is received from the hands of death.
Incredible.
The herd of buffalo, in a moment of coordinated action, gradually came to a halt. The entire herd turned backward, their horns and gleaming satin-like scales pointing directly at their enemies. It was a code of conduct, a clear message to the lions: we will not be easily subdued. The herd's unity created an invisible force, causing the lions to pause, their eyes flashing with determination. We realized that, despite their intense desire for their evening meal, and so the chase continued, from one field to another. There were no absolute winners, and there were complete losers. Only lessons of courage, sacrifice, and the power of maternal love were written in the pages of the grassland's history. As the last rays of the day faded and darkness enveloped the landscape, the buffalo found a safer resting place. The hunters once again returned to the night, silently preparing for the next act, another hunt tomorrow. in the chilling silence of the late afternoon. As the setting sun began to creep across the horizon, the life or death game between the hunters and the herd of wild buffalo showed no sign of abating. Every movement across the field was now slower, more cautious, as if each individual were listening to the heartbeat of the very land upon which they stood. It was a secondary, wordless language, a communication of life and death whose profound depth could only be felt by those. The herd of wild buffalo, after countless attacks from the lions, still maintained its form, an inseparable, unified mass. In the eyes of these adult animals, we saw an eerie peace, a peace forged through countless hunts. We did not look at the shadows lurking on the flanks with terrifying fear, but rather as warriors assessing their opponent. For the lions, previous failed attacks did not diminish their determination. In the world of predators, desire is the driving force, and fighting is the tool. We moved like ghosts, taking advantage of the increasing shadow to close the distance. The lions understood that as the light faded, the advantage shifted. However, they also understood that this enormous bubble was fraught with potential dangers from the very horns of their opponents. There was no open space around them, shrinking to just a few battle lines between the two sides. The sky retained the glorious hues of the sunset with its blend of orange and purple, but on the ground, reality remained a sea of conflict. The presence of hot air balloons in the distance. Their passengers ignored like indifferent killers, only served to highlight the intense nature of the battle below. Those on board might be admiring a work of art created by nature. As night fell, the pace of the battle became even more mysterious. The chase was no longer a high-speed, wind-breaking race, but shifted to a more defensive encirclement. The buffalo herd gradually moved toward areas with terrain more favorable for defense. We shouldn't choose to be trapped in the same path. And the lions, though still in close pursuit, gradually had to accept that their opportunity had returned today.